Hey everyone, my name is Max Aaron James, and I apologize for the lighting if it's a little off. The 15 October 2021, I am officially an Air Force veteran. After serving 6 years, 10 months in the United States Air Force, in the military, I can proudly look back on what I've learned and gained through that experience, and I am happily walking away from that part of my life, as it is not something I want to continue being a part of, not a life that or lifestyle that I choose to continue to be a part of or want to be a part of. Although I do not regret or would like to, or I would not want to take back any part of that chapter in my life. Honestly, that time being in, the experience I had, the people I came across and met, I wouldn't have met if I stayed in my hometown. Honestly, I wanted to bring up this point because it allowed me opportunities and advantages that I may not have ever had if I decided to take a different... Anyway, sorry for that alarm. It allowed me opportunities and advantages I may not have been allowed or would have been privy to if I chose a different path or a different route in life. Opportunity costs, I suppose. Right now, as I'm sure I've shared in previous videos, I'm living in Dallas, Texas. I've met a couple great people. I've met a few great people, and I've had a good experience exploring certain parts of Dallas and certain parts of the surrounding area, even a small town called Nacogdoches. And I wish I allowed myself more time to explore and really get as much as I could from the city, you know? But I mean, maybe I'll come back. And the reason I say I'll come back is because I'm moving. Again, I moved back in May from Japan to Virginia, specifically Suffolk, Norfolk area, starting an internship there with an organization with the idea that it would lead into a position while I was there. Come to find out, like a month before getting there, after things were pretty much all approved, that I was not in their budget. But, you know, they had asked, you know, if I wanted to continue the internship. I figured, yeah, you know, it might open up other doors. And the recruiter there, for the company, who is great, by the way, sent out my resume to other places. During my time there, I got calls from different areas. They were offering me, you know, different amounts of money. A lot of them, for what they were offering, you know, wasn't really fitting in with the cost of living that was in the area. Like, I was being offered positions in DC, the same amount I was getting offers in places like outside, like small towns in Florida, or even in Norfolk and Virginia area, which is, the cost of living is lower than it is in DC or near DC, but they were offering the same amount. Dallas had the highest offer, and so I took it. They were the only people that actually offered above what everyone else was offering. So I moved to Dallas in July, after spending a week up with family in Illinois. By the start of the third month here in Dallas, I find out that the company I'm working with had a contract with another company, which is the location I'm working at, and the contract is being redone. And a whole new contract's gonna exist in 6 months from now. Part of that contract is removing 3 positions, including the one I'm currently in. Not sure if you guys can hear the beeping noise outside. If so, I apologize. So 2 new positions would be created, and one of them was offered to me. And in those 6 months from now, when that new contract goes into effect, my pay would decrease by about 15%. A part of the reason I took this was because of the higher pay. I moved on my own dime, by the way, to a state that I never thought I'd ever consider even moving to, And the people here that offered me the position knew I would have to relocate and didn't even bring up the possibility of reimbursing me for moving. The recruiter, I will note, he said he was gonna do what he can to try to reimburse me. He was great. He seemed very nice, and he wasn't directly attached to this location. He's more of, the entire scope of the organization and helping veterans find work in this field. Now, the work that would be done by the people that would take these 2 new positions is relatively tedious and redundant. It is simple, like it's 2 main duties, and then there are the other duties if they had time. And I've done the work that this position would be focused on. I've done it on occasion, and it's simple work, but I can see it being very tiresome over time. And this was a perfect opportunity. What I mean by that, honestly, is that it allowed me to reflect on where I was, where I am possibly going, and where I want to be. And this isn't it. This isn't a field that I want to continue being a part of. And so I especially don't want to settle for not just less pay, but doing something redundant and repetitive like what I would be doing in a field that I feel unfulfilled in and I'm not happy in. So I resigned. It was difficult for like 2 days because I kind of felt bad. They just gave me this job, they gave me this opportunity, and I moved here and, filling up this space. I recognized that, I can't always concern myself or worry about how others may feel with certain decisions that I make, when I can always end up putting myself in situations where I feel unhappy if I continue to do that. And it's a job, right? It's not a life career or a career goal that I'm going for. Also, this company, just like most other companies, including the military, just see you as a number. When you're ready to go or you leave for any reason or in any way, they're gonna replace you. Like they're not losing much overall from losing one person. The military's fine without me, and this organization's gonna be fine without me. And other companies that I end up working for will be fine without me. I did initially plan to settle here for at least a year as I finished a certain part of my education, but when I found out about all this stuff happening, and I was already, prior to finding this information out, was considering already leaving because I had left. A part of the reason leaving the military was I didn't want to continue what I was doing, and this was just an easy job to get because I had this experience in the military, and I saw it as a good stepping stone for getting back on my feet as a civilian. Now I am moving on, and I'm pretty excited. This is pretty much just an update for those who care, and I hope you are all staying safe. Please be safe this Halloween, and I will see you all next month.